Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Learning with Reeha. I hope you all are doing good. So for today's lesson, we will be discussing a short story by Ernest Hemingway, which is The Old Man at the Bridge. So this story is Hemingway's one of the shortest tales and is based on Spanish Civil War in April 1938. And initially this story was composed as a newspaper dispatch, and later on Hemingway he submitted this story to Ken magazines as the short story. In this story, The Old Man at the Bridge, we get to see the pointlessness and the horrors of the war, and we also get to see how wars affect physically, mentally and psychologically to the normal peoples who do not even have any relation with the politics. So if you want to know about the story in more detail, please do watch the video till the end, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload new videos. And without taking much of your time, let's begin the story. And first of all, we will be discussing about the author, Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Miller Hemingway, he was born on 21st of July 1899 in the United States of America. And he was an American journalist, novelist, short story writer, and also a sportsperson. Hemingway, he produced most of his works during mid-1920s and mid-1950s, and he also won the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1954. In total, he published 7 novels, 6 short stories, and 2 non-fictional works. And Hemingway's works are still considered to be one of the classics in American literature. After completing his high school, he worked as a newspaper reporter in the Kansas City Star, and then he left for Italian front to enlist himself as ambulance driver during First World War. He also served as a journalist in the Second World War, and he died on 2nd of July 1961 on his hometown. So this was few information about the author, Ernest Hemingway. And now we will be moving towards the story, The Old Man at the Bridge. So at the very beginning of the story, we get to see that there is an old man sitting by the side of the road wearing silver-rimmed spectacles and very dusty clothes at Pontoon Bridge. And Pontoon Bridge is basically a bridge that's built across the river temporarily using hollow containers filled with air. And there are lots of men, women, children, trucks and carts. They are crossing the Pontoon Bridge, and even some soldiers are helping them to push their carts. And by the side of the road there is this old man who is not even moving, and he is sitting still at the side of the road looking very tired and very restless. And there is this young soldier, or our narrator, who is in a mission to cross the bridge to the other direction and to see how far the enemy has came or enemy has advanced. The young soldier, while crossing the bridge, sees this old man sitting by the side of the road, and even when he returned, he notices that there is not much carts, trucks and people on the bridge, but this old man is still there sitting by the side of the road, and he hasn't moved a bit, and he is looking very tired. So this makes him curious, and he goes towards the old man and starts a conversation with him. The young soldier asks the old man where he came from. To this, the old man replies very proudly, saying that he came from San Carlos, and he smiles. He was 76 years old, and he was forced to leave his hometown, San Carlos, because of the firing from the artillery of the enemies. And he further told the narrator that he was too tired to move forward because he has already walked for 12 kilometers. And also, he was the last person to leave his hometown because he was taking care of the animals. The narrator asked the old man if he had any family. To this, the old man replies saying that he had no family at all, and the animals were the only companion that he had. He was looking after 4 pairs of pigeons, a cat and 2 goats. And it seemed like the old man was not concerned about his own life, but what bothered him was the safety of the animals. He told the narrator that there was no need to worry about the cat because he could look after himself, and he had also left the dog cage open so that the birds could fly away to the safer place. But what bothered him and what he was grieving about was the safety of the goats, because they had nowhere to go and no one to look after them. The narrator, more concerned about the old man's safety, he asked him about what his political opinions were or what was his politics. To this, the old man replied, saying that he was not associated with any political party or he had no politics. And he further added that he had already traveled 12 kilometers and he was too tired to go any further, and he started grieving about his animals once again. To this, narrator tells him that this is not a safe place to stay and advise him to cross the bridge and catch a truck towards Barcelona. To this, the old man replies, saying that he doesn't know anyone in Barcelona, but however, he thanks the narrator or the soldier for his suggestion. And he continued grieving about the animals. He said that, "I'm sure the cat will be alright, but what about the other animals? What do you think how the other animals will survive?" he asked the narrator. The narrator gives him the assurance, saying that the animals are going to be fine, and advises him once again to get up and walk. The old man stands and he tries to walk, but he is too tired that he cannot walk, and he sits back and he starts saying that, "I was only taking care of animals." The narrator observes that it is Easter Sunday and fascists, the enemy, are approaching towards the Ebro River. But the enemies, they could not land their planes because it was a very cloudy day. And the narrator thought that the only good luck of the old man is that the day was full of clouds, so that the enemies who were advancing towards the Ebro River towards them could not land their planes, and the fact that the cats can look after themselves. So we basically get to see that the main themes of the story are the fatality or the pointlessness of the war and compassion. The Spanish Civil War forms the background of the story, and Hemingway depicts how man acts inhuman during the time of war. And he also highlights all the deaths and destruction that the war brings through the old man. We get to see that the old man, who is not related to any political parties and who doesn't have any political background, has to suffer due to war. The old man, all he was doing was just staying, looking after his animals. But at the end, we get to see that the old man sits near the Ebro River and he surrenders his faith and he is waiting for the death. And this is how the story ends. And here we get to see how war affects human being, not just physically but also mentally and psychologically. I hope you all understood the story, and if you all have any doubts regarding this chapter or any other chapter, please feel free to write it down in the comment section below. And also, if you all want me to cover any chapter of your choice, you can mention that too in the comments. And do not forget to like and share the video, and also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload new videos. Stay safe, stay home, and keep learning.